because I can't do either. But a little earlier, one of the ladies started me with a joke. She said, try this one out first. I said, okay, I will. A married couple, well, they're married about 5 years, and they don't have any children. So they go to the priest and see if they could get a special blessing. And the priest said, you know, I'm going to Rome. I'm going to see the Pope in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to light a candle for you so that you'll be able to start your family. 9 months later, they have a baby. Okay. 9 months later, they have another baby. 10.5 months later, there comes twins. So this man goes back to the priest, and he said, Father, I'm going to Rome. I'm going to see the Pope. And he said, you going there to thank him? No, I'm going to tell him to blow out that candle.
That was good.
Okay, a lady goes into the lottery store and gets a ticket, and she prays to St. Peter, please, please, I want to win so badly. If I win, I'll give you half. And all you have to do is promise that I'll live a long and healthy and happy life. It's a deal, St. Peter said. This lady runs. So she gets her money, goes to the spa, gets a complete workup. She has her hair cut, new style. She gets a new color. She's a redhead now. She has lost about 45 pounds. She gets some fat from here and has it put up here. she goes strutting down Jericho Turnpike, walking her stuff, and a truck hits her. When she gets to the pearly gates, she sees St. Peter, and she's so angry. She said, what have you done? You broke your promise to me. How could you do this? What happened? He said, I didn't know it was you. She's had trouble with lottery tickets before. A few years ago, she came home from work one day with a new laptop. And her husband said, where'd you get that? And she said, well, my boss and I shared a lottery ticket. We won. A couple of weeks later, she comes back with a diamond bracelet. Same thing. She said, I'm very lucky. I shared the ticket with my boss. We won, and he gave me the bracelet. A little more, maybe a month later, she comes back with a new car in the driveway. And same story. Very lucky lady, very lucky boss. And that night, she says to her husband, I'm exhausted from all this. She says, would you put some water in the tub? Throw me a bath. Fine, fine, I will. He puts about 2 inches of water in the tub. And when she sees it, she says, what are you doing? He said, I didn't want to get the lottery ticket wet.
That took a while.
Get the lottery ticket wet. You mean it went that high? The water was low. How could it reach that high?
Little man who's famous for growing tomatoes has trouble this year because the ground is all hard and he can't shovel it. He can't rake it up to plant his seeds. His son is in jail, and the son always helped him. So one day on the phone, they allow telephone calls, but these calls are monitored. People in the office are listening. And the dad is saying, oh, I miss you so much. The stomach is going to be so bad without the tomatoes. The ground is as hard as a rock. And the son said, don't dig there. That's where the bodies are buried.
Oh.
They were listening in the office. The next day they come with trucks and men and shovels, and they start digging and plowing and making a whole big mess in the backyard.
Good.
And the father wakes up in the morning. Oh, he's so happy. Thank God. He calls his son. And he said, son, it's good I'll be able to plant the seeds now. And the son said, it's the best I could do under the conditions. I locked my keys in the car. This isn't the truth. I locked my keys in the car one day, and I'm trying to open up the latch with a hanger. And I'm over there for a few minutes, pulling and pushing and twisting and turning, and I can't do it. And this very arrogant man came near me. I thought he wanted to help. And he said, "What'd you do? Lock your keys in the car?" I said, "No, I just had the car washed. I'm hanging it up to dry."
It's a coat hanger.
Okay. A peeping Tom was hiding behind a tree watching some lovely young ladies taking a little bath in their pond. They had all their clothes piled up near the rock, and they're in the pond having a nice little time. And he says he wanted to wait to see when they got out before they could get their clothes on. And his wife would always call, and he'd have to come running back into the house. He didn't want to get caught. But he did have an idea that night. The next night, he goes down to the pond with a pail, and the girls see him. And they say, "What, are you spying on us?" And he says, "No, I came down to feed the alligator."
Very good. Yes, and it could.
Oh, a wedding anniversary party. They married 65 years. And somebody said, what's the secret of the success of your marriage? And he said, we do something. Every single week, we go out to a fine restaurant where there's music and candlelight, good food, and we never fail to do this once every week. And they said, "That's all? That's how you make such a success of it?" He says, "Yeah, she comes on Tuesdays, I go on Thursdays."
Very good.
Very good. Well, these three old ladies live together. The youngest one is 92, and she goes upstairs to take a bath. She puts her foot in the tub, and she forgets. She says, "Am I going in or am I coming out?" She calls her sister and asks her. Her sister says, "I don't know. Come up there and check." The sister comes marching up the stairs. She gets halfway up, and she said, "Am I going up or am I going down?" The other one is just in the kitchen, and she said, "I'll take care of both of you." She said, and I said, "I'm so glad I'm not like those two. They don't know what they're doing. They never remember anything." And she says, "Knock on wood. I know what I'm doing." And they said, "Hurry, come on up. What are you waiting for?" She said, "I got to see who's knocking on the door."
Hey.